Hi guys and welcome to the JKT Radio Podcast, episode 35, where all my bad jokes stay in the house because they're not allowed outside anymore. And I am joined by the space dust that we all are. I'm your space dust host, Kira, and I'm joined by space dust McBride.
It's like, are you gonna say
the Nova Core of Devon.
Bubble bath.
And the
Don't you dare say
you want to
it.
be a cloud?
Sure, I'll be a cloud.
Space cloud, Chris.
Hello.
I actually was trying to think of what the there's a structure in space that we can see with the Hubble telescope that are like the pillars of creation. That's what I was thinking of.
I should point out that space is like literally a lot of my aesthetic, so this is like really appealing.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the pillars of creation for you. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called.
Rubbing hands.
I am like a fly right before a meal of space. That's gonna sound very weird, but I don't fucking care.
I'm escaping to the one place.
Right.
There they are.
Ooh, I wanna see. Let me see.
One sec, I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it.
Come on,
still
then.
Also, I would like to point. Is there a way for us to put in GIFs for this?
There it is.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
pretty.
cool.
Nah, those are the pillars of creation. That's what I was trying to think of.
Okay.
Cute.
But I failed, and I could only think of the cloud.
I'm still laughing at because for a bit of context, we had an unfortunate monstrosity in the Discord chat.
Oh god, we are gonna bring that up.
I was being nice
I'm
and
not
Oh
skipping
no, I
that.
thought we were gonna
You
sidestep
mentioned it.
that.
I'm just laughing at the kitten, at the cat, and the wiggles.
Oh, the
Oh,
wiggles that are
yes,
going on our
okay.
screens.
That's all I'm mentioning.
wiggles.
Is just the wiggles.
Mr. Wigglesworth.
Yes.
The wiggles going. Oh.
It's my
Depression.
favorite GIF in all of creation.
The
Oh,
wiggle
yes.
stare down. Love it.
The wiggle stare down. Which I'm sure people must know that by now, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, of
Like,
course.
You gotta
Yeah,
know
yeah,
the
yeah.
wiggles.
Yeah, it is. It's a good gif.
It's
It
the
is,
best.
it is.
Yeah. Do you want to know a little bit about the pillars of creation?
Sure.
I've got the wiki up right now because I was trying to find their
They
fucking
look like
photo.
fingers.
Yeah, they do. Pillars of creation. This one is taken by the Hubble Space Telescope.
Mm-hmm.
They are interstellar gas and dust that are located in the Eagle Nebula,
Ooh.
specifically the Serpens constellation, and they're
Kiki,
about
stay out of the cupboard.
6,500 to 7,000 light years away from Earth.
Ooh.
Damn.
Yeah.
There's a quick blurb about the
So
pillars
then
of creation, guys.
those things are probably dead by now.
No, because they're literally just gas and dust, and they've been there for a very long time. Like, we've been able to see them for a very, very long time.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying though is that if they're 60, 70 million whatever light years away, because a light year is not distance,
It's space time.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
fucked.
So basically, by now, while we might have been being able to see them for a long time, that does not necessarily mean that they're still alive. Like, it could still have spread out and or like even collapsed
Yeah.
into a star or something like that. I don't remember exactly how it all works, but by now, what we're seeing could be long dead, long disappeared space dust.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that anymore, that's for sure.
When you wish upon a star, surprise, it's dead.
Yeah. Yeah,
The most
that is a
depressing
fair
Jiminy
point.
Cricket song ever.
I know, right? Just
I
like your
don't-
dreams.
Because there is a lot of theories about the pillars of creation, why they were named such, and all that.
Oh.
There are some crazy alien space theories that
As
the pillars of
Oh, of
creation are
course.
the origins of the Big Bang.
So basically,
seem
the
like
Big
that
Bang
too.
happened, and in its place, it's just like a space drawing of two in the pink, one in the stink.
The problem is, I'm not acknowledging
No,
that.
get out.
I'm not acknowledging that one, but the problem is,
Oh.
is that if that
I mean, we said it looked like fingers.
The original
In terms of-
shocker.
yeah, but the problem is that in terms of time, that would not even work because the universe
No,
is
it
like
does
something
not,
Like
as I said,
15
it is a-
billion years old.
It's as I
Yeah.
said, it is a crazy alien space theory.
It's like
Yeah.
it's interesting until you think about the fact that that does not line up with the timeline.
No, they're just pretty. Let me look
That's
at,
all
let me
it
look at
is.
my
It
pretty
looks
space
pretty.
dust.
Also, for a
Looks
bit,
pretty.
just a random note, you will not be hearing a kitten because the kitten is on timeout.
Yes,
Yes.
the kitten is on timeout because he doesn't know when to leave the cat alone.
And the cat does not know when to not play as rough. To show him who's boss.
Give me the juice! Okay.
But, of course, she's trying to look for him now. Like, that's exactly what she's doing. She's
Yep.
like, where the fuck did the
Oh,
terror
yeah,
go?
of course.
She loves him, but she would never admit it.
No, of course not. She's
Yeah.
a Cinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
She's
I'm
extremely
sorry for my
annoyed, but it's
scream.
like, no, where is he? I
Like,
need
where
him
did
to
my
be annoying
friend
again.
Go? You took away my friend.
I know.
We
I
are
was like,
your
no, we were
friends
just having
now."
fun.
It's like,
Yeah.
but I'm like, okay, cool. I do not want to hear yelling of an adult cat and or yelling whining of a baby cat. A catling, if you
It's
will.
fine. It is fine as
I
long
just-
as there
I'm
is
muting
no
myself.
blood or broken bones.
Very true.
It's not so fine when you're dealing with that sound in the background of the podcast.
Yeah.
Very
That is true.
even
I
more
do. I
true.
do. Thank you for that.
Like,
I
I
do
can-
apologize for me screaming about juice, though.
It reminded me to drink mine.
Yes, this is true.
I couldn't get it open. The child-proof seal under the cap was defeating me.
Yes.
Anyways, do we have any topics? Because all I can think about is a squishy.
I got a topic.
Hit me.
So, last night I rewatched the first Narnia movie, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
We watched that recently, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's one of those movies I loved it as a kid, and honestly, watching again, I'm like, it still honestly holds up really fucking well. But
Yeah.
there were just elements of it that I'd kind of forgotten about. That it's like for example, I'd forgotten that like halfway through the movie, Santa just shows up and gives them the fantasy equivalent of like an A-15 and tells them to like topple this fascist dictatorship.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it's,
That's a thing.
and it's better if you when you read the book. He's like he gives Lucy the knife and the little healing things. Like, hey, you're the cleric, you're the ranger, you're the paladin.
Yeah,
but then
exactly.
in the books, and I just remember because they kind of sidestep at this in the movie because progressiveness and such, and it would not fly. But I just remember in the books he like gives Susan the bow and she's like, oh, to fight, and he's like, ha, women can't fight.
Oh,
It's just
no.
like- it's like, oh, C.S. Lewis, you
You and your Jesus lion ideology.
like it's
Right.
really funny also when you think about the fact that it's like C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien were friends, and it's just like,
But also not.
but also not, because it's like they like I wonder if like J.R.R. Tolkien was like reading like a manuscript of the Santa scene, and gives Susan the bow, but he's like, oh, okay, you won't ever use this because women can't fight. He goes, I'll show you a woman who fucking fights.
All three of them.
All three of
Yup.
them. Because I could only think of three female
Yeah, we had a full
characters.
conversation about this, and I'm like, because I only remember two, and I'm like, actually, there's three. And I'm like, oh, I forgot about the I can't believe I only remember 2/3 of the women in any of the Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
It was so
true.
bad they literally had to make a new female character to put in the Hobbit movie because there were literally no female characters in it.
Yeah.
I was about to ask. I will admit I've never sat and watched them. This is common knowledge now. There were ladies.
Apparently,
I only ever remember seeing a sausage fest.
right?
Yeah, no, it's there.
No,
There was a few.
It's
They're hidden
it's a-
in
it's a
between,
lot of
but they're
dudes.
there.
And,
Is it
you know,
like the hidden gay kiss at the end of whatever movie it was?
Star Wars?
Star
And
Wars?
It's actually not that hidden, but it's pretty damn hidden.
It's there, but it's like a blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah, it's someone had to literally do a freeze frame, zoom, and it's the most blurry piece
I mean,
of
if
shit
it makes
ever
you feel
because it's just
better,
you can't
the
get to it.
actors who played John Boyega and who plays Poe?
Oh,
Finn.
Oscar Isaac?
Yeah, I was like, shit, I can't remember the names, but yeah, like John Boyega and Oscar Isaac literally played their characters as if they were together.
Honestly,
Yep.
at this
I'm
point,
proud
I'm
of
just
them.
like, okay, they became lovers after the film ended, and there's nothing you can do to tell me otherwise.
Like literally,
yep.
the only thing that stopped them was Disney. So I'm just sitting here with the belief that those two and
J.J. Abrams and pretty much,
well, no, like Daisy Ridley they're all together.
yes.
Th-
There's
they're-
one
they're
big
polyamorous
polyamorous couple.
or triad.
Triad.
I was like, wait a minute.
Those are words.
Basically, all three of them are together, and that's you can't
There
take
were
this away
a
from
lot of
me.
words.
Like, could you imagine if, like, at the end of this Disney Star Wars trilogy, suddenly they were just, like, openly in a polyamorous
Well,
relationship?
here's the thing.
Just like,
Here's the thing, though. There is literally nothing to say they aren't.
no, because
There
I
is
mean,
no love interests by the end of it.
Ray's only other love interest is Ben, and he
Died.
pulled a vanishing trick.
Yeah, like
Yep.
there is no love interest to say they weren't. There was obviously some hints at it with her and Finn. There was chemistry between her and
God,
Poe, and
they
of course the chemistry
forced the
between
shit
Finn and
out of
Poe.
that thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, there is literally nothing to say that they aren't all three together.
Yeah,
Yep.
true.
And every
Although
once in a
it is
while
more realistic to think that Poe and Finn are a thing as opposed to like the three of them, because Rey definitely.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah.
Rey definitely just like kind of wants to do her own thing and focus more on like learning about the Force and everything, whereas like Finn and Poe is like, great, the war's done, let's bone.
I mean, true, but I also like the idea of like bringing more because everybody always does like, you know, the love triangle. It's like, why be love triangle when every one of them have two hands?
Like why love triangle instead of love togetherness?
Like, the
Actu-
only one without two hands is
BB-8.
Luke.
Yeah.
Oh no. What have I
Do
done?
not go there.
No, this
Oh,
is not
I
Detroit
mean,
Become Human.
hey, the Star Wars has canonically confirmed that people could fuck the droids.
Yes, but this is not
Of
Detroit Become
course
Human.
they could. You don't come up with that kind of technology and have one person not think of that idea. Come on now.
I can't believe this is. You know what? I can believe this is the conversation we talked about muscles and titties last one.
Yeah, muscles and
Yeah,
titties
exactly.
is the last one, and now we're
It was
talking
just a matter of
about
time.
Literally what
robots.
happened just before we hit record.
Let's not discuss that.
Very true.
I am in no way shocked. I'm just sitting back in my chair waiting for Star Wars to stop. I'm
mean,
not
rude.
shocked what turn it's taken at all.
Very
At
true.
all.
Oh dear.
I mean, hey, I didn't even mean to go into Star Wars. I was talking about Narnia.
I would like to point out
That's very true.
Point out that we are 12 minutes in and we're already discussing fucking robots, and
Yep.
also fucking robots.
Thankfully, there
Robots
is
are cool though.
no fucking of robots in the Chronicles of Narnia.
No,
No,
that
actually-
was
robots. I don't remember the last. What, there was 9 books or something in Narnia?
Yeah, there was like 9 books, but I always remember the last one got really fucking weird.
Do you guys want a cursed thought?
Yes.
Do you think
All
that
my
peop-
thoughts are cursed.
Do you think that started a thing with the furry community?
What did?
Aslan?
100%.
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help with
Literally
like Mr. Tumnus and like every other anthropomorphic character that's in there. I mean, the
swear to
goddamn
God.
centaur.
The centaurs and
Mr.
everything.
Tumnus was literally just like a softer, kids-friendly version of Pan.
Well, it's
And
also
it doesn't
really
help that
funny.
it was James McAvoy playing as well, which like,
Yeah.
oh my god, yum.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's also funny because I was watching the movie and suddenly realized, oh my god, this is the first thing I ever saw James McAvoy in.
I don't even remember who that is. The name is familiar, but I can't
He's
think of who he
the
is.
younger
He's in X-Men.
Professor X in X-Men.
Oh, right.
The not Patrick Stewart Xavier.
The asshole-looking one.
Sure.
He did.
Sure.
He looked like a jerk. Like he looked like I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just more like he gave him like this kind of arrogance.
That was
He's like,
the point.
He looks like an asshole, but I
He
don't mean that
was
in
an
a bad way.
arrogant asshole.
No, like that looked
His
like
character was an arrogant asshole.
Well, that's exactly what I
yes.
mean. Like he doesn't look like I'm not saying like, oh, he's bad looking. I'm just saying like he literally looks like a pompous prick, which is the point.
Oh god, then now I want to talk about X-Men because do you remember when we like when we were like watching all the X-Men movies and then like after X-Men Apocalypse we were like, okay, maybe we're good now.
Yeah. Oh god, I could not stomach and like
Those series
It
were
took-
honestly such a clusterfuck. There was some really
Yeah, it
good ones,
was
and then there's
bad.
some really bad ones.
it took like literally it took me so long to be able to stomach another X-Men movie because I was just like, I can't.
Oh yeah,
No.
because first we watched X-Men Origins Wolverine, and that just kind of put us off of X-Men for a while.
Yeah, like even when you were like, oh, do you want to do more X-Men? I'm like, no,
No.
Yeah, I get that.
I
No.
couldn't.
It's really funny. I just remember watching Logan, and I'm like, this is a way better send-off than this franchise deserves, honestly.
I'm just gonna say it right now. Umbrella Academy does the X-Men better than the X-Men
It
does.
does, though. I remember watching it, especially season 2 of Umbrella Academy.
No
like,
spoilers.
This is literally, this is X-Men.
Yeah, like
except better.
Vanya does a better Phoenix than every other Phoenix.
Well, that's because whenever they did the Phoenix, they're like, but we can't show the Firebird for some reason.
There was a lot of things about X-Men they weren't allowed to do, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's kind of stupid.
Yes, it
That's because it's owned by multiple studios. Certain characters are owned exclusively by other studios.
Yeah.
It's the Spider-Man problem, but
Well,
to a further extent.
Like,
I was just gonna blame Sony for all that.
Oh,
Yeah, as
Sony.
usual.
It is Sony. Sony uses the Spider-Man problem too.
I know.
So
I know.
I mean, I get it. In all honesty, Sony is trying very hard to stay relevant without being consumed by Marvel, which is understandable. If
Good luck.
kind of good luck. Yeah, exactly. It's
yeah,
a
that's the thing.
fruitless thing, but
Well, the thing is, if they don't want to be consumed by Marvel, they need to put out content that is better than the stuff that Marvel's putting out. And so far, with the exception of Into the Spider-Verse, which is the best Spider-Man
the problem is, they just don't have the financial capability to do so.
But then they were just like, Venom, and we're like,
I haven't
memes?
yes,
I haven't seen
Yeah.
I hear it's a very memeable movie. And
it is a very, very memeable movie.
That
I mean,
Tom
I like
Hardy
it,
is great.
but I get it too.
And like, I don't know, did you guys see the trailer for this like Morbius? Like this like D-list Spider-Man character that they're doing a spin-off for some reason?
I
And
think
he's
I
like- he's
remember
like
seeing a small snippet.
He's like a vampire. Yeah, he's Morbius the living vampire, and he's like a Spider-Man character, but like I only
They're
vaguely
making
know
his
anything
own.
about him.
He's getting his own thing.
Starring Jared Leto, everybody's favorite Joker.
Of course
oh
it is.
dear.
It's funny.
I'm just depressed now. Thanks.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's funny because it's like, as tired as I'm kind of getting of just Marvel and just everything, I'm also just like, but everything
want
else kind
that.
of sucks.
Yeah.
For the most
Come
part.
join me in the land of anime.
Nah. I'm good.
Well, I mean, in terms of like superhero stuff, there's other stuff out there, like, you know,
I
that I'm
heard.
into.
I
but
saw.
just
I
like,
got an ad for a show on YouTube. It was like New Mutants or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Also,
yes,
can we
yeah.
talk about fucking YouTube right now?
Oh.
What's going on now?
Well, actually,
And
should
what's wrong
we-
with YouTube today?
Should we bash YouTube, the platform we are putting?
I
these
mean,
things
everybody
out
else
on?
does.
I mean, that's true.
Everybody else
Uh-huh.
does literally all the time.
Plus, we're 17 minutes in. It's not like it's like the first couple minutes or
Yeah.
something like that.
But yes, no. What the fuck are all these ads?
So basically,
Oh my god, right?
yeah, like
It's like,
Uh,
hey, every single YouTube video I click on, it's like, hey, here's 2 ads at the beginning,
two
two
ads
ads in the middle, and then 2 ads at the end.
on like a
Yeah.
10-minute video.
Yeah, it's
literally
how
all
YouTube's
because-
making money.
That
Well,
aren't
it's 'cause-
skippable either.
Yeah, like
Oh.
I understand. Like, here's the thing: is that it's a bit of a complicated situation because on one hand, I'm kind of glad that content creators are able to make money. Well, theoretically, off of monetization again because the adpocalypse was shit. I also have the feeling that they're not making as much money off of the ads as I think they
They should
be.
No,
They're
they
not.
aren't.
And
They're
it's
not.
literally all because they want to be like, hey, you know how you're getting all these ads? Why don't you get YouTube Premium? It's
Yeah,
like,
no,
no,
literally.
this is literally why I don't want
It's
it.
half the time I get the ads, it's literally, it's like, hey, don't these ads suck? Buy premium instead. And it's like,
And I mean,
no.
A lot of the YouTubers that I've been watching lately, like a lot of them have been going on to like Twitch
Twitch.
or like Vivo
Video.
or some other shit like
Yeah.
that. It's like
Yeah,
YouTube's almost like an afterthought now.
Yeah.
and it's really
It's
hard.
getting bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really hard because it's like I don't want to use ad block because I want to support the creators.
Yep.
But at the same time, I do not want all of these fucking ads for things I don't care about.
Well, it's
Yep.
7, 8
Hey,
times an episode.
it just reminds
Chris,
me of...
I hate to break your bubble, but real quick, Adblock don't work on YouTube no more.
Nope.
No, it
What?
doesn't.
It doesn't.
It does not.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I can't even use AdBlock right now because AdBlock requires a computer, and I am not watching YouTube on my 2012
Yeah, I mean, I
computer that
disabled
can
mine
handle
because I want to
nothing.
support. I in my head, I'm thinking that I'm like supporting the creators by watching the ads, but
Well,
like,
yeah, that's
at a
exactly
certain-
what it is.
At a certain
You
point,
know,
it's like,
you're
okay, I can only
supporting
watch this one
corporate.
Coors Light ad so many times.
Yeah.
Well, because the thing is, it just reminds me of that bit in Ready Player One where the bad guy's doing the speech about how it's like, okay, and then we can get up to 70% of the screen to become an
Yep.
And I'm just like, that's literally what YouTube's
Besides,
doing right
That's
now.
I think it's
exactly
more-
what's going on.
Besides, I think it's only like, isn't it only that they only get really support if it's like, because they don't really care about how many people click on the video. It's more
No.
about watch time.
Yeah, watch time.
Yep,
from
that's all
beginning
it
to
is.
end.
Which,
I think they only really even count the views at this point if it's a certain amount of the actual video. It's like 2/3 of it. I can't remember.
Which is why I think it's usually. I think that's why a lot of YouTubers have switched from going from the really long videos, because most people aren't gonna have the attention span to do so, rather
Yeah.
than do the shorter videos, but more frequently. Because that way it keeps them relevant in the YouTube algorithm, which is broken as fuck as usual.
Broken as fuck.
But
I've noticed kind of like the opposite with that as well. I've noticed that like a lot of YouTubers that I follow, like they usually only did like 10-15 minute videos, where now they're releasing like half hour, 45-minute videos, which I kind of prefer, honestly.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
I think
Because
that's
I
why,
like getting more
generally-
content out of it.
I think generally like the sweet spot is usually about like the 30-minute there, because that way it's not like
Yeah.
super long, but it's not like super short. And I feel like it's probably less work in the same way, because it's like when you have shorter videos, it requires a lot more editing. But when you have
Yep.
longer videos, it also requires a lot more editing and the thought that maybe they might have the attention span to do so. And I
Yep.
say this as our videos are like an hour long, so
Plus, I'm
Yeah, but this
also
is a
But I mean, like
podcast.
that's why I keep like throwing in like different photos or different like gifs every now and
Yeah,
then, just to like
keep
mix it up every
something.
now and then.
to keep the audience invested, because it's like,
And that's exactly what you need too.
yeah, because like I feel like I hope at one point we can eventually get like video again, because that would be really nice if we can all just like actually have the
If we-
face.
Yeah,
we
at some
had
point
this-
we'll get video back, I'm sure.
Yeah.
One day.
Whenever
We
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 could do it
find
with face
booths.
cams, but I don't think any of us really want to invest in one of those.
No, and also maybe not in quarantine, where I don't think we ever leave our pajamas.
Yeah.
I change once every 3 days.
And I
think.
like shower every like 3
I
to 4
passed
days.
out in my jeans last night.
So did I.
I've been getting back into the rhythm of like waking up a little earlier. I'm getting back into showering in the mornings again, because before it was like I'd shower like every other day. I'd spend the entire day in jammas, and just like, okay,
I mean, to
well,
be fair,
for my own
It's healthier-
sanity, I need to
yeah.
mix this up a bit.
I mean to be fair though, it's healthier for your hair if you don't wash it every day.
I know, I was doing that for a while, but like at the same time, it was like there's only so many like off days I can go with greasy hair, and I can't take
Yeah.
it.
Well, not to get into the whole hair thing, but like in general though,
Please, not
it's
again.
going to be greasy for the first bit, but then your hair actually kind of adjusts to it, because if you use shampoo, because basically what happens is that you're drying out your hair, and then it overproduces it overproduces oil to kind of compensate for that. So then you wind up
Mhm.
with greasy
Mhm.
hair. So like if you give it longer to adjust itself, then it's like, oh,
Excuse me.
I don't have to kill myself for this.
Yeah.
But
And then I just
Or you be
buzz my head.
genetic deformity.
or yeah, there's
True.
also that.
Yeah.
It's just those are like the kind of things I had to learn when I was realizing that my hair was not straight a year ago. Not
Yeah,
a metaphor
true.
for anything.
My hair's not straight, and neither am I.
Hooray!
On that note, I found out my hair's more wavy than anything.
I thought we already discovered
Oh.
this.
Yeah,
we
but
did
like as my
pull
hair
the
has
hair
been
out of your
growing
head.
more and more, like it's not really gotten straighter as it used to before. It's like keeping its
Yeah, 'cause,
wave.
like, I feel like I
Yeah,
remember. Yeah,
I saw that yesterday.
I remember.
Yeah.
I think we discussed this like
Yeah, I
very
sent you
early
some creepy
on.
photos.
Thank you for those.
You're welcome.
I remember discussing early on is like both Victoria and I were like, you know, I bet you your hair is actually wavy, and you're like, no, it's straight. And I'm like, no, it's wavy. And then surprise, here's
Yeah,
a fun fact: when your hair is short, it can't wave
Yeah.
unless you got curls.
No, I
It
know.
just- there's not the
Yeah,
length
unless
for
you
it to
got
do so.
curls and then it sucks ass.
Yeah. No, and of course now I'm like growing it out, so like I'm noticing all of these things again now.
All the things.
All the things. All the things.
All the things.
Oh god. The things. Who's messaging me?
Oh well,
No, it's the group chat.
It's
Oh,
the
I-
group chat.
See,
into
when
it.
you guys put things in the group chat, because my other monitor is technically my priority screen, in quotes, even though Discord is open and the screen is clicked on this screen, on my
Oh, the little
unpriority screen,
notification will show
Oh,
up.
you
on
get the
yeah.
notification. I just see the pop up in
It's
the
so
corner of my
annoying
eye,
when-
and I
when
don't
you go
read
to,
it.
like- It's so annoying when
Yeah.
you go to erase it and then another one pops up and another one pops up and another one pops up and it's like
Yeah,
reminds me, I
Yeah.
have to send you that wall of text at some point.
I do need that wall of text, and I need Trevor or McBride to make another character for me. And I
Oh,
need
yes,
M's
of course.
character
Yeah, and
as
actually,
well.
yeah, McBride, I need your character.
And I need
Yes, I will send that over.
There's so many characters are needed.
Oh my
'Cause
god.
We've got a for fun campaign going on that will not be broadcasted to you, the audience. That's just for our amusement.
That's
One
for
of
my amusement
5.
and my
Hell,
hell, probably most likely.
definitely.
It will be both your amusement and your hell. Just my amusement, though.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
I'm looking excited. I'm excited and looking forward to my podcast character. She's gonna be fun.
Yes, and the podcast character, the delay on that is I'm just waiting for people to send me their characters and
Oh,
make
yeah.
them. That is all I'm waiting for.
you get-
I don't know what you're talking about.
I will
Mhm.
give. Can I give one piece of information that Kira, you accidentally created for this podcast character?
Well, I sat there and talked with you the whole time about it,
The
so...
one specific thing that I made canon. about a certain-
Oh, the,
About a certain family dynamic.
Yep, that thing. I love that thing.
She is
Just because I read something badly.
she is accidentally the love child between Daphne and Velma.
What?
And I don't mean that as a joke. I mean literally, I'm wound up making her
It's
characters
canon now.
I
like differently
love it.
named, but she's
Oh,
literally
oh.
the child of Daphne and Velma.
Speaking of which, did you guys hear that they actually confirmed Velma's gay? As if that was
That's a
ever like in
surprise.
doubt. But
As
like,
if
actually-
yeah.
They did try to change that in one of the quote-unquote newer cartoons where they actually go back in time. They're high school students in Coolsville still.
Oh yeah. 'cause
Yes,
she
that's
date-
that's the town they lived in, was
Totally forgot
Coolsville.
about that.
No, I think it was that actual show because that's the one where she dates Shaggy, right?
Because I feel like that
Yeah.
in the
Yeah, because
very
that's one of the things that actually makes her realize apparently that she's gay. Was
Oh,
dating
really?
Shaggy.
I mean mood.
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel like at the very
that's
beginning
mood.
though, like it was
Sucks to
always
be Shaggy.
implied that I remember reading that she was always implied that she was supposed to be a lesbian, and they just couldn't push it that far
Yeah.
because it was.
Because
It was a kid's show in the 80s.
Yeah.
But it's like it was
sure.
always there. It's just that people are,
basically Velma was coded to be gay.
it's like I if they don't want to see it, they won't, no matter how obvious it is.
Yep.
I mean, look at
Yep.
that turtleneck, man.
Look at that turtleneck. Like, so
I
remember
know.
there's one of the animated movies, there's like a scene where randomly Velma and Daphne have swapped shirts
Yeah.
and they don't explain it.
There's also a scene I
Yeah.
think in one of the cartoons where it's like, this is not like or something that Velma made a comment of. It was either Velma or Daphne that made a comment of it's a good view from here, and one of them was like floating with the
Oh,
skirts.
yes. Yeah, because Velma's
Aw.
floating up with and her skirt's kind of blown up. And,
Yep.
it's funny, I think even James Gunn, because I totally forgot that James Gunn, I think, wrote
No, that's
at
not
least the
like
first
that.
draft of the live action Scooby Doo movie.
Yeah, and he was actually told to make Scrappy a character to be destroyed.
Yep. 'Cause I think-
That
yeah,
was the goal of that movie, was
I
to
think they-
destroy Scrappy Doo as a
yeah,
character.
They hated
Yeah.
Scrappy so much that like we're gonna make
And
an
it
entire
succeeded.
live action movie dedicated to fucking over Scrappy Doo.
Yep.
Oh, I found the image of when they switch clothing.
Give it to me. I love it. Oh, it's
Oh,
one of the
look at
newer
that.
ones.
Yep, that's one of the newer ones.
They literally like there's. I mean, and there was another because it reminded me of apparently there was a moment in High School Musical where shit, I think it's like Troy and somebody or Ryan and somebody, they wound up switching clothing and it's like they totally banged.
I think that's from one of the movies, actually.
Yeah,
this
it was.
picture.
Yeah, I think it is. Cause actually, did
It
you
looks
guys
too
know,
well rendered to be from a TV show.
Yeah, did you
Yeah,
guys
the
know?
TV show is quite well rendered.
The voice actress for Daphne is also the voice actress for Azula in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Somehow
Yep.
I can see that.
I say this only
What?
because I happen to
Yep.
actually literally be standing right beside that particular actress when I was in Disneyland of all places.
No, I think my
course.
favorite is the fact
Cool.
that Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah.
is both Fred from the live action and also the Iron Bull.
Yep, Freddie Prinze Jr. Yeah, he's in. He's Freddie Prinze Jr. randomly shows up in quite a few things that we're involved in. Like he shows up in Mass Effect and Dragon Age. Star Wars. He's one of the animated characters in Star Wars.
Seriously, we're
actually-
gonna have to start setting up like a bingo tally or something for
Freddie Prinze Jr.
like how many times is Mass Effect gonna get brought up? How many times is
Right.
Dragon Age gonna get brought up?
No, it's literally how many times Star Wars gets brought up. Much to
Star
I did
Wars,
find
yeah.
That movie I know, that is Zombie Island.
Yes.
That's one of my
Zombie
favorite
Island,
Scooby-Doo movies.
The best Scooby-Doo movie.
Yeah.
And I
Did
was
you
here-
know they made a sequel to Zombie Island?
I hear that they did because they realized everybody fucking loves it. Because
Zombie
it's
Island was one of
great.
the best ones.
I just remember, yeah, 'cause that was one of the only times where there was actually like a real monster. They
I
were
love
like
the-
actually zombies.
No,
Oh, wait,
almost
they were
every
cat
single
people.
movie was
I love the
always
fact that we-
real.
I love the fact we started with the Jesus Lion movie Narnia, and went to Mystery Incorporated.
Yep.
Yep.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
I believe it's called Stage Fright was the movie. The scene I found with the switching clothes, the only thing I got was Stage Fright. I'm in love with Fred.
Sure you are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's
The lie
actually
you
like
keep
what
telling
they're
yourself,
talking
honey.
about.
Yeah, I'm
That's
in
what
love
they're
with
talking
Fred.
about in
Don't
that
worry, you're
scene.
both that you switch clothing. Okay.
I mean, there's this thing that people sometimes are, which is called bisexual.
You know what? That's true.
Hey.
That's true.
I mean, they're already kind of erased a lot of the time in a lot of media. So
Yeah, it's hard to say. Sometimes it's like, is this compulsory heterosexuality or whatever, or is this bisexuality?
What's going on here?
Yeah.
Either way,
What's
you-
all this then?
Either way, you don't just like men.
I will say I know this scene is it is very suggestive, but I actually know this is not what's being referenced in that picture you put, Chris.
Which one?
So I remember that scene exactly.
Oh, the floating one. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Daphne was excited because Fred was a cameraman and she had her own show where they were trying to find real ghosts. And she was getting so upset, but they went to Zombie Island and they found real ghosts and got camera footage of it. That's
just-
what she was
it's just-
saying gets better
yeah.
and better.
Yes.
It's just
That's
funny.
the
Just-
reason.
Yeah, totally. That's the
That's the hetero reason.
That's the
That's the-
hetero.
I mean, there's no reason it can't be both.
That's, yeah.
There
why
is a
not
reason,
both?
reason it can't be both, but that was. I'm sorry. That's what I saw when I watched that.
Oh yeah.
It's
I
just
say
fun
that
to
as I
watch.
own the VHS copy of that movie.
Fair enough.
Nice.
God damn it!
I think
now
we
I wanna
had it
watch
too.
the Zombie Island Scooby-Doo movie.
It's the best one.
It is the best one.
That
I still have
and-
fondness for the terrible live action,
Oh yeah, I do have a
That's
soft
great.
spot for it as well because it's just so fucking
especially
weird.
the weird Last Supper scene.
Well, because it's funny when you realize what that movie was originally intended to be, which was like an R-rated, almost like parody of Scooby-Doo.
What?
Yeah, that's what James Gunn was originally writing, was like a self-aware parody that was going to be like more kind of adult
Well,
version, and then they were like,
it got
"Let's-"
there.
I mean, yeah, it's funny because you can see elements in there. Like, do you guys
Like,
remember
that's
that-
my favorite name, man.
Do you guys remember that bit where Fred's talking to Velma and he's like, no, dorky chicks like you turn me on too.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I forgot about
And
that.
they labeled Shaggy an actual stoner.
Yep, they did. They
Well,
are,
that was obvious.
Yeah, that was
Well,
obvious.
Yeah, but like they even said, "Hey, Mary Jane, that's my favorite name, dude."
Yeah, and then there's the bit where after the flashback when you go to the scene where they're at the beach and they're in the trailer and you see all the smoke coming out and then it's like, oh, because
Yep.
they're smoking weed. It's like, no, because they're roasting hot dogs.
Sure.
And I'll chalk that up to
Mhm.
moments that went completely over my head when I was a kid.
I don't think that went over my head, but that's because I was raised around it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fair.
you've met my parents. You
Yeah.
know for a fact I would not.
Your
have
parents do
gotten that.
not get more white picket fence than that.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
I have, I have never managed to. Actually, that's not true because then there's also Victoria's terrifying mother. But in general, you don't really meet people that are like actually embodying this kind of stereotype, but in a positive way.
Yes, because they very much like. I love my parents. My parents are great, but they're also very. What's the word?
Suburban white picket fence people.
Yes.
Like nuclear family.
Your
like,
nuclear family.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like
Chris got that one.
to a like legitimately like fancy garden and everything, and I'm like, how does this really exist? I see this in
This
movies.
is real?
Families that
from a
exclusive
fantasy
for
ride.
movies.
families that love each other and don't scream. What?
Well,
Nonsense
Well-
is this?
Your family does still love each other.
yes, we do.
And then there's again Victoria's terrifying mother.
Yeah.
I will say I think I've only ever met Victoria's mother like a handful of times.
I've met her twice.
Yeah.
It's just the fact of you get that image of like literally I think the first time and the only time we ever actually went over to Victoria's house before she moved
Before
out.
they moved.
Yeah, and I'm like, did I walk into a magazine? Like,
Yeah.
specifically,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
made that comment constantly.
it's like you are terrified to touch anything lest you leave a fingerprint and
Yeah.
smudge it.
I know.
This is not like these are the people that would have a white and blue Christmas tree
Yes.
that you don't do
Yep.
anything with. It's just there for
Yep.
aesthetic.
There for the aesthetic.
Yep.
It's like a
Yep.
It's like a not even a Tumblr post because Tumblr is like more kitschy and homey. It's like this is a
No,
post.
they tried so hard for so long to make sure that it looks like a perfect clip out of an IKEA catalog.
And
Like-
everything's white.
like
Of
like-
course.
this is that was the kind of house where you would expect to see two twins in like matching clothing staring at you like the fucking Shining.
I love how
Right?
Victoria's not
Red rum.
here, and we're just shit talking her.
I
whole
should
house.
talk her house like to her face.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
no,
to be
I did
fair,
it constantly.
Knowing Victoria, she would
Like,
probably be.
Knowing
We
her,
would
like
be
seeing
told
her old house,
off.
like in all honesty, seeing her old house completely explains the suburban '60s housewife she's turned into.
Yes.
Yep.
Wine and everything.
Like
Yep.
literally, you walk into that house and feel like you've been teleported into a fantasy world.
Victoria, if you're ever listening to this, we love you.
We do. Please don't send your
We
mother
promise.
after us.
She knows.
You guys keep saying this, and this whole time I'm like, I've been playing with knives.
Yes, but your house
What?
is like.
Trash. I'm the
You-
trash man. Covered in trash.
Oh, although
I'm the
speaking-
trash man.
Oh, although speaking of Victoria, so her birthday finished or had a thing.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Her birthday.
Couple weeks ago, yeah.
Yes, her birthday.
was
Listen,
before
words
mine.
are hard. How did the present go over?
It went well.
What was the present?
Okay.
It was the Good Omens thing.
I
wasn't
got her a
it?
little locket.
Right.
And the locket.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she loved it.
That's good.
That's cute.
I
Yeah.
died.
Yes, you did.
I died.
I think we discussed your
did.
death.
Yeah, we discussed my death. That was a thing.
People listening to this out of context. What? She died?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's a weekly
It's
occurrence.
a weekly.
It is a weekly occurrence. You die quite often, and you die well.
Although to
I
be
die
fair,
well.
Very true.
I also die on a weekly occurrence. It's called migraines.
Yes, you've been getting migraines like every day.
See, the problem is that I know exactly what causes them. It's just that I don't necessarily try to stop them all that hard.
No, you don't.
Because, like, the problem is that my migraines are 99% caused by a crash of blood sugar, and that's caused by me not fully eating proper meals.
Eat your doof.
Well, here's the thing: is that ADHD 1 does not allow that.
Fair.
Like, it's like, and it's not really a thing you can actually explain, but it's basically like, you're too focused on something to feel hungry, or you want to eat, but everything is illegal, or you're kind of like, one, the summer makes it hot, and the hot makes it not want to eat. Your medication makes it that you don't actually feel hunger, you just feel pain the next day. Then it's also just depression, being like, I don't want to cook anything and everything else is not food. And if I happen to eat, I maybe get through half of the meal before I'm like, well, I'm bored now.
That's right. This is why I have snacks always under my. I say that, and I think I'm almost out of snacks. Always under my desk.
I love snacks.
I think I'm.
Snacks aren't enough to keep my blood sugar up. Otherwise, I would never have a migraine in my life because that's all I do is snack.
Yeah, but it helps, to be honest.
Oh, it does.
It helps with the illegal food problem.
Yeah, that's why I usually have snacks. But the problem is that a lot of the snacks I like to munch on, I go through quickly and then I don't replace them.
Costco's your friend.
Yeah, Costco's far away though.
I have an interesting situation going on because I love the heat. I love the summer. It's my time to shine. That's when I thrive. Like, nose is clear. I get an excellent tan every year, and everything's fine. And then the beginning of the year starts, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you've been diagnosed with this, and you've been diagnosed with this, and by the way, we're gonna throw a curveball in there. You have body issues too. You're gonna hate the summer because you can't wear shit.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
like,
a mood.
I hate you, and you're ruining my favorite time of the year. So that's the fun that I'm dealing with right now.
I think my favorite time of the year. My favorite time of the year is always gonna be the autumn.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because it's cooler, the bugs go away, the air smells really good, especially when people start lighting like fires, like in their fireplace specifically, or campfires, like not.
Yeah,
Don't
I
set
get
places
that.
on fire, please.
And designated fire areas.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to worry about non-designated fires.
You know,
as
when all of BC sets fire.
Yeah, I love the fact
like
that
all of BC, all of California,
it's
you
really
wake up
funny.
and the sky's just red
Australia.
suddenly.
Oh god,
Soren
I
staring at you from the sky.
I swear to god, I remember I think it was a couple years ago where it was like, you'd walk outside and the sun would just be orangey red and you're like, no.
Yeah,
like,
that was the Eye of Soren year.
Yeah, like Burnaby Mountain, I remember, was like to the point where like I was literally going for the bus one time and like my eyes were like watering from like the smell of the smoke in the air, and I was like, oh, cool, death. Like, I think I legitimately teared up the first time I saw the blue sky again after that. Like this.
Yeah.
I screamed.
We
Yeah, I
have two
remember
seasons in BC. We have two seasons. We have rain and fire.
And fire. We
Rain,
haven't got fire this year.
No, I'm sure we
No,
do.
there's
They're
a
just
few.
not here. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. The sky is
They're
gray.
not
I
as
think
bad as they were in previous years, but they're there.
'Cause, yeah, previous years they got real fucking
I think
bad.
well, there's probably a very good reason for it. For all of the shit this year is thrown at us, fire is too normal.
Don't say that.
Right?
The year
Fire's
is not
safe.
over.
It's like we're too used to fires.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like the DM got tired of throwing the fire at us. They decided to throw murder hornets and COVID parties and death and more COVID and oh, by the way,
Well,
COVID
did you
round
hear-
3 is here.
It's technically only round 2. Did you hear that someone in Vancouver, I don't know where in Vancouver, I think it was East Van area, I might be wrong, it might have
There
been
was a
straight
Granville
downtown.
party.
There was someone threw a rave, got all the permits for it, no masks or anything, and someone got COVID.
Yeah,
And now
it was
everyone that was
Granville.
at that rave
Yeah.
has to
right.
get
Yeah.
tested, but they
think
can't
it-
trace back.
I think it was downtown. It
That
was
was
like
downtown.
along
I saw
English
about
Bay or
that.
something.
Yeah, a rave. Why would you throw a rave?
Because people
Because the young kids want to party and they don't care about no heckin' virus
it's funny,
that
but it's just like-
literally kills people.
I don't
Yep.
necessarily think it's just young people. Like, yeah, I mean, there's some that are kind of dumb, but
I mean, it's predominantly young
most-
people that are.
no, that's not true.
being
Actually, it's
blamed for it
mostly
right now.
yeah, it's mostly young people that are being blamed for it. But I see it a lot.
The middle
more-
age.
I mean, to be fair,
Yeah,
like I say young
middle-aged.
people, but by young
Yeah.
people I mean like people my
40s.
age, like and
Yeah,
like
I
to
see
mid
it.
30s.
Sorry, boy.
Honestly, I see it more with like Gen X and like like boomers.
I see it with like, cause I mean you see those people walking around and it's just like you don't even have to like know them, but I'm like, you're a Karen. It's those people.
Yep.
Yep.
No,
Yep,
the worst is
exactly.
I walked from my place to the Cat Mall, which is like, I don't know, a 20-30 minute walk. And I take the back roads.
Yep.
I pass maybe 20 people. Do you know how many are wearing masks?
None.
None.
Exactly. I
three.
walk in none.
Oh, sweet fuck.
Just Kira, just me. Only person wearing a mask. And like, I walk through a park on the back roads. I walk by a very tiny restaurant. So I understand people not wearing the masks in there.
Really?
And when I say tiny,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean
'cause they're
like,
eating.
well, you have to eat.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
The way they actually, to stop people from doing that, they even have a sign saying if you do not have a mask coming in, you're not allowed in.
Oh
But
yeah,
you
no,
can
there's
wear
a
it.
couple stores
Yeah,
that say
I've
that
come
now.
across that, yeah.
Yep.
But this is a restaurant, which I found funny, and they've actually taken their physical tables and flipped them upside down,
Yeah.
I
so
feel
people can't sit at them.
I do have a minor. I haven't actually been wearing masks at work much, but mostly because I feel, well, honestly, and I feel really bad about it, but it's purely because I get a lot of anxiety when like I stand out, and surprisingly, despite all of my appearance, and unfortunately, I was the only staff member at work wearing masks. But thankfully now, like a lot of people wear like, it's not necessarily enforced, but it's very, very strongly encouraged that we all start wearing masks. So
Yeah.
especially in my section where it's a lot more condensed.
You're going to be talking face to face with people a lot.
Well, we
Yeah.
usually do anyways. So, well, like not face to face, like we keep a distance still. But I'm definitely like, if we're all being encouraged to wear, I'm definitely going to feel a lot better about wearing them now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it's really hard when you have like social anxiety and you're like, I don't want to look like I'm stupid for being the only one wearing a mask.
No, you're not stupid. You're
Which
the
is
only
ironic
smart
because you're the
person there.
smartest one.
Yeah,
I know,
exactly.
it's just
The other ones are just idiots.
it's just like it's just really difficult when you're like, oh look,
But
none of your coworkers are wearing masks. Why are you dumb? And it's like,
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I've been
I
in that same
understand.
boat before.
But let me tell some things to your social anxiety. Do you want to blend in with the idiots?
I mean, if it keeps me out of
Well, that's the
attention.
thing too.
Yeah.
It's like I blend in
That's
with the idiots normally. It's just a lot harder when you like. It's easier to blend in with the idiots when the only way to when the way of blending in is just not to point it out, as opposed to blending in with the idiots by not being safe.
But if you're not wearing the mask,
Yeah.
you're technically not being safe either.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Yes.
I'm at the point where I'm tempted to take out the stick. And I'm pretty sure you all remember my stick.
Oh, I remember the stick.
I don't remember the stick,
This-
but I'm assuming it's the beating stick.
Do I
It's the
remember
it's
stick?
it's the cosplay stick, the big one,
The Morgan
I
stick.
think I remember the stick.
the Morgan stick,
I think
the
I remember
big
the
stick. It's bigger than I am,
It's
McBride.
the smacking stick.
Yes, I remember the
Yeah.
stick.
I'm tempted to start taking that with me when I go walking and just kneecapping people.
You should,
How fast can you get arrested?
right?
It's not a weapon. I found this in the woods. It's a real stick. I don't know what you're talking about, officer.
Yeah, exactly.
Kira go whack.
Kiriko whack. I've got the old school bamboo wooden cane too. I could use that.
Can I just say, like,
God, yeah.
out of the four of us, when the apocalypse eventually happens, Kira will live
So
longer
next
than any
week.
of us.
Oh yeah, no, we've brought that up in a previous
mean next
episode
week?
too.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm the
next week.
cockroach on top of the trash heap.
Yeah.
No.
No. I would say you're more like the lobster because cockroaches are not very nice, but lobsters are just the cockroach. of the
Also
sea.
not very nice.
No, but they're the lobster of the sea, and at least they seem more appealing. Plus, have you seen the bright blue ones? They're really cool.
Those are-
oh,
those
they're
are-
so pretty.
Aren't
And the
those
chimera
crawfish,
ones.
not lobsters?
No. There's actually the blue there is actually a blue lobster.
There is.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not
Uh,
talking about the electric blue crayfish, which we
No,
saw.
those are
no, no,
cool.
no. Didn't
But-
somebody pull it up from like Prince Edward Island or something like that?
It's a genetic thing. It's because they're not rare. They're very rare, but it's like a
Yeah.
weird genetic anomaly.
Isn't it
Yeah.
kind of similar along the lines of melanism and albinoism?
Melanism.
Yes. Words are hard. I'm
They
sorry.
are hard. And
It's
yes.
okay.
Words are
We
no
do our
good.
best to try and word properly sometimes.
It's been literally. I
Yeah,
just
that
put
one.
The image of the blue lobster is literally just what happens if you accidentally hit inverse in Photoshop.
Yeah.
Negative
exactly.
mode. No, because especially with my lovely bard ability of Jack of all shiny.
Yep, shiny.
Shiny. Yeah. With my special bard ability, that is a Kira ability, that is jack of all trades.
Yes.
I could live, sadly, quite well.
Yes, you
which
could.
is very
Suddenly-
upsetting to probably a good part of society.
Suddenly
Because to them, I'm a failure.
what? Because now that we've discussed Kira being a bard, and we've already previously discussed what Kira's mutant ability would be, have we discussed what D&D classes we would be?
We mentioned it, but we never went into it.
Yeah, we started it, but we didn't finish it.
We discussed like Kira's a bard, and that's as far as we got.
Yeah.
And then we figured out Devin's a fighter because
So he's as white as you get.
just the basic white man with a sword.
See, I wouldn't necessarily say that he's a fighter though, because that requires.
He's more of a lover than a fighter.
Well, that requires the intent to hurt people.
No, not always.
That is very true.
It's just he has the skill to hurt people.
No. I'm the one who you. Okay, out of the two of us, which one of us has to be told not to fight?
This is true. That would be you. That being said, you put me under the right circumstances, I would probably try and fuck someone up.
Well, yes. But you aren't
Yeah.
like you
No,
are not
because
much of a fighter to where your entire class would be based around beating people up.
This is true.
But you say that like that's not all the classes. It's just the fighter knows how to beat people up.
Yes.
That's where fighter is.
I would
That's the
Can.
big thing.
I would say no. I would still say that Devin's more of a bard.
No,
Mm,
I would not put Devin as a bard. I'm close. Oh, I say that as a fighter. I'm probably some kind of horrid multi-classer.
You'd be like an Eldritch Knight or like a rogue, something. or
Actually-
whatever.
All the classes.
I mean,
you would. Yeah.
how many times have I snuck up on all of you?
How many times have
Never.
you failed in a stealth mission?
True, but that's me playing as someone else.
Yes, but imagine now trying to do that in real life.
Thing is, I can actually be very quiet when I want to be.
I have watched you sneak up on people, but you've
Well,
never. I
until
don't
your
think
ass
you
gets
ever
you away.
succeeded in me.
What?
Until your ass gets you
Till
away.
your ass gets
I never sleep fart like Scooby Doo. See, I'm bringing it all back. I'm bringing it all back to Scooby Doo. That one time
Oh
we farted.
dear.
I think I
No.
would probably be a barbarian.
Rage.
Because if I get angry, good luck getting me away from a fight.
This is true.
It's the easiest thing in the world. We just pick you up off the ground and walk away.
Well, yes, but
I
like
mean, yes, this is true.
I would be
All
like a
really
very
got to talk.
tiny barbarian.
Yes,
I'd be like a
you're an
fucking
angry
I'd be a
barbarian who
gnome
gets carried
barbarian or
away by the
something.
bard.
Like I will kick and I will bite your ankles, and all you gotta do is pick me up by the scruff
You
of
sure
my
you
neck.
wouldn't be a cleric?
Yes.
Nah,
When have I
none of
ever
it-
healed people in life?
I mean,
No. I will smash.
Oh yes, please.
No.
I'm sorry. You
Wow.
Walked, you walked right into that.
No.
babe. I'm sorry.
I would like to rage.
One rage token, please. What about McBride?
I don't know. I'm fairly new, so it's all of y'all's choice now. Whatever y'all think I would be good at.
Because in a way, he technically is a bard.
Yeah.
Well, he's proficient with a lot of like artificer.
No, because artificers make the equipment.
That's true.
Make the equipment. And again, we're just proving that I'm a
I mean,
horrible multi-classer.
Technically, they're the only ones out of the four of us that can actually.
That's not true. I can play an instrument.
That's true.
I play like two. Not well.
I have a
not for
clarinet back
years.
there.
I used to play the clarinet
I used to play the flute.
back when I had class.
I could play the flute. I could play a little bit of piano. I used to be able to
I
read
played
bass
chopsticks.
music.
Yeah, that's the thing. I can't read music anymore.
Maybe they're a warlock.
Yeah, you know that was my first thought. But at the same time,
What-
like that seems a bit cheaty considering that's exactly what one of the classes they were playing. I think.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Are they gonna be a warlock?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
But at the
Yep.
same
I
time,
have to
I'm
create
like,
another one though.
or I would say like a sorcerer maybe.
maybe.
Oh, inherited magic.
Yeah, I would probably. Yeah, I think I would say like a sorcerer.
Yay!
Inherited magic from a long lineage. I could go with that.
Yeah.
Yay!
And
Probably
one of your ancestors fucked a
I'm
dragon.
with your
No,
dairy.
it depends on the sorcerer
That's
origin.
true. It depends on the sorcerer and shit.
I mean, they
But
could have fucked a devil.
This is true.
Oh, I
Either
want to
way-
fuck a devil.
Either way,
No,
one of
no,
your
that's- no,
ancestors got up to
that's
some
not
kinky
how it
shit.
Okay,
works.
good to
That
know.
is
Ah,
not
damn
how
it.
that works.
No, but if he's a tiefling, it is.
This is true.
It doesn't mean he fucks the devil. It means someone else fucked the devil.
Well,
God damn it.
well, then he creates tieflings. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorcerer means that someone along your genetic line has somehow gotten magic in a very powerful way, usually by
Or
fucking some
sometimes-
sort of other thing.
Or sometimes it just appears out of nowhere, and you're like, well, fuck, I got this now.
Yeah, but even then it does state that it was from your genetic line and it opened up.
Yeah.
The only other exceptions, I think, are draconic ancestry, where you can actually perform a blood ritual to become a sorcerer,
That's weird.
which
I
is
like that.
very fucked up. Yeah. Yeah, that one's in the original player's handbook, guys.
It's
Go
always
look
the
it up.
blood mage that fucks everything.
I think you told me about that one when you were helping me set up my first person.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
I
I
would
did.
probably be...
I know we were talking about Dragonborns. Those ones are just.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I don't think we went into the sorcerers at all because you got
No, I don't
excited by
think so.
demon daddies.
That is very true.
Yeah, I think I would probably be a, like, barbarian or something.
Yeah, I could see
Dave.
that.
Also, actually, I
Barbarian.
think Devin would be a ranger. Weirdly enough.
Yay, I'm the most useless class.
Not as done right.
Hey, don't say that. I made a kobold out of a player's handbook ranger, and it 1v1'd a lich.
Oh, fair.
You just gotta get a lot
Hey.
of summon spells.
I only did that summoning spell
And
once.
I have an animal companion.
Yeah.
No, only one of them does. Only one
Yeah,
class
depends-
does, and that
depends.
is actually the most useless class.
Yeah, that's specifically the one you wouldn't want to have.
That's true.
That is the most broken one.
But broken in the bad way, not in the good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably be the
Unless-
berserker barbarian just because I want to smash everything.
Yeah. Unless Kira comes along and is just like, I'm going to unbreak it by breaking
Right.
it more.
Or
Excuse me.
I'm going to sing it until it breaks.
There's also that, yeah.
I'm sorry, I made, for a one shot I just did, I made a bard as a half orc who had equal strength to my charisma.
I think my favorite thing the favorite story I've ever heard was the it was the orc rogue that couldn't actually sneak. It had like no dexterity. It just intimidated people into pretending it wasn't there.
That's pretty good. That's great.
Oh, and there's
Mine
also,
was.
sorry, I got a notification at one point on my phone because I get these notifications from a D&D Reddit that I'm not even a part of. It just kind of shows up because I happened to click onto Reddit once. And it was I think it was a barbarian called Kill Nye the Violent Sky.
I love him.
But sorry, what were you gonna say though, Kira?
Yeah, you can technically, within game rules, break any character beyond belief. Trust me. Trust me. Devin's going to experience that firsthand.
I'm
Oh,
scared
dear.
and so excited.
Boris has experienced that's my DM, has experienced this multiple times because I made Barnabas for him and I forgot to
Well, to
use
be
half
fair,
my abilities.
Boris also likes to do the same thing to you.
Yeah, it's a give and take relationship we have.
Yeah.
Like anytime I try to create
I
a
break
broken
his
character,
game.
I fail.
You go too into depth.
Yeah, it's because I don't know. It's fun to make characters.
Well, that and also to me, just I don't like making broken characters because I find broken characters kind of fuck. They fuck everything up.
That's Barnabas.
Literally.
Although, yeah, it's true.
That's literally what
That is
Barnabas
part of the fun.
does. He fucks things up by fucking.
Ah, what did I do?
How can I?
I didn't
ruin
mean
this
to
moment
make.
put my
Hey,
dick in
hey.
it.
To be fair,
AKA Bard.
I didn't break Pippi Longstockings. The DM did that themselves by giving me too many magic things.
Oh yeah.
I didn't do that. I
No.
didn't do that.
We got so close. I got so close to dying not last night. The night.
Yeah,
before.
I could hear you in the other room being like, "Okay, I'm almost dead."
Yeah,
and then you died.
No, not quite. I got one roll away. I was kind of annoyed with that. I didn't enjoy that.
That was I'm sorry I wasn't there. I did walk away to go get food. If I was there, I could have called him out. Sorry.
Can I?
But food was more important.
Yeah, I don't want to be like too ragey about it, but I'm like, I took a lot of damage I should not have taken, and literally the only reason why I didn't die is because it was realized that, oh shit, this fight is unbalanced and I better fix this. Find a way to pretend that this is totally what would happen to justify it.
It was retconned, yeah.
Not just that, but also the fact that, okay, so you're telling me that this one character who has apparently never fought, because if it was at the end of a tournament for them, you're telling me that one character has literally never fought one-on-one with somebody?
No, it wasn't a tournament though.
Well, no, but that's what they're saying. It's like they fought those characters would have had to fight up a tournament to get to us.
No. I asked that, and I said, "Is this tournament style?" And he said, "No."
No, he said it's
because
not
we are
style for
directly
us.
Because we were directly challenged.
Fair. Well, either way.
It means someone came up to the boss and said, "We directly challenge you."
Okay, still fair enough, but even then, like, you're telling me that those two characters have never had to fight. If they're that high level, they've never had to fight one-on-one on their own, ever. Or the fact that
you've never fought one-on-one on your own either.
That's not necessarily true. In battles, I've had to go against people on my own.
Yeah, but it's still a group battle. It's still everyone's an initiative.
I don't know. It just seemed kind of. It didn't really seem all that balanced on our end. Like, on your end, the characters were all balanced for Pippi.
Everything's not balanced for Pippi. Pippi's broken.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, they were all balanced to try to be able to keep up with Pippi.
No, they were all. Yeah, it is. They were balanced specifically to our character. So you were not supposed to fight the monk. You were supposed to fight the sorcerer.
I wasn't really given a choice. I was taken down in 11 hits. I got 2.
Yes, that's because he made them.
I got hit to hit twice.
He did make them to be 1v1s, but we chose otherwise.
I got to hit 1. Sorry, no,
not
I got
by
to hit
the sorcerer.
Twice.
Not by the sorcerer.
No, I got to hit the sorcerer once.
Yeah, but again, it was supposed to be 1v1s. That is time. And if you guys want to hear us talk more bullshit and go on a tangent about, I don't even remember, and then D&D for some reason, because that's definitely on bingo boards.
Yes.
Click the subscribe button. Make a bingo board for us and tell us what horrible things you put on it. And then post it in the comments. Comment. Tell us what more horrible things you've done in D&D. And then Nick our bell. Nick
Paddywhack the bell.
That's the one I want.
Yeah.
Smack it with the force of 1,000 suns.
Yes, do that. Praise the bell. It will tell you more about when we do videos and all that, or just remember we put this out normally every Wednesday. If you want to hear me and McBride romance some really hot Amazonian women, I advise
we're
going
at that
to
stage now.
We're at that stage. Go watch.
So you got past that fucking
My fish boy?
not the fish boy.
I know you're.
The thing you have to go on top of that big mountain and fight in order to help the fish boy.
The Lionel?
Yes, the Lionel. I have
Oh.
been stuck on that for fucking ages.
I just snuck
Yeah,
around
we
it.
kind
You don't
of,
find it. You don't fight it. You just sneak
Yeah.
around it.
Well, I
Yeah,
thought
we
you
kind
had
of like
to kill
yeeted
it.
ourselves around that
No,
thing.
you do not have to kill it.
Oh.
Can I actually...
There's arrows like in the trees and rocks all around it, so just sneak around, pick them up, and then jump off the cliff. No, for anyone stuck at Breath of the Wild, it's at the Lionel bit.
unnecessarily mad at Breath of the Wild for so long.
Oh,
It is even stated.
Can I also like promo something as well?
Yes,
Yes,
quick.
you may. What?
There's a Facebook page called CD Voss Art. They're by a very good friend of mine, and they've got some really cool art going on, like with a lot of cool characters, including you know, big buff ladies with dragons and gremlin shadow boys that we love. So like, definitely you should check them out because they've got some really good art.
Shoot the link and I'll put it in the description then.
Yeah, for sure.
There we go. yeah, that's there's more things down in the description below.
Yes,
Red
be
Light
sure to
Gaming
click all
is
of
down
the
there.
things.
I don't know when the last time I posted a video. I got really upset at Pokemon Shield and then cried for like 7 hours. That was the last time I looked at it.
Yep.
We promise we'll do other things one day. One day.
One day.
Over the
One glorious day.
rainbow.
One day, I was gonna say like one day more.
And we'll see you on next time.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bubble Bear.